Calculating total percentages. So we have the problem involving the survey, which was used probably to determine whether there is a gender preference for enjoying shopping for clothing for yourself. We are asked to calculate the total percentages. Calculating the total percentages is a very straightforward process, something that most of you are accustomed to. So because we are asked to calculate total percentages, we are going to use the total number of respondents to the survey as the base number. So our total number of respondents was 1,085. So if you notice, we are looking at this table and we are dividing every single cell by 1,085. So that's really all there is to calculating total percentages. So for example, in this cell, which is the intersection of male and yes, we have in our original information, our original data is that there were 238 entered into that cell. And so we're dividing that by 1,085, which is the total number of respondents to the survey. We're also multiplying it by 100, and again, this little asterisk or star is Excel's way of expressing multiplication. So, and I've also entered these in parentheses like Excel style, even though I'm showing you the manual calculation, but you would need to enter these as in parentheses so that Excel would calculate this first before multiplying it by 100 to convert it to a percentage form. Okay, so this is fairly straightforward, and you're getting these numbers, these numerators, off of our original table that we were given in the problem. And again, the denominator is the total number of respondents to the survey. Something important to notice, a good way to self-check yourself when calculating total percentages is this lower right-hand corner should equal 100%. If it doesn't, something is very wrong and you would need to recheck your work. Okay, so this is the manual concept of how this is being calculated. In Excel, a nice way to set up the problem is to include your original table here, the table you were given in the problem. That way it's easy to reference, and then set up what you need to format a table for total percentages. And so working in Excel is quite simple. Just click on your cells, type in what you need. So I've created this table and we're calculating the total percentages just like I showed in the manual calculations. So what we're doing is you can look here and you see in the formula bar I'm referencing actually the column and row numbers of the cells. And this, many of you are already experts in Excel, so you already know this, but I know there are some students who are new to Excel. So I just want to point out a few things. So here I'm referencing this cell here, B5, and that's in my formula, B5. And then I need to reference cell D7, which is my total here, because again, I need to divide this number, 238, by 1,085 in order to get this number. And also, I want to convert this to a percentage, so I'm multiplying by 100. Notice my use of the asterisk here, my use of the / here to represent division, my use of the parentheses to represent the order of operations, and this asterisk represents the multiplication, which is done to express the number in percentage form. So really that's all that was done. You'll notice the dollar signs here before the cell reference to D7. That's important if you want to use Excel to copy your formulas, which I won't get into right now because our columns are very small here, so I don't have the greatest of example, but that is to hold that reference absolute, meaning say I were to copy this down a whole row of cells. This would change automatically and it would say D7, D8, D9, D10, etc. But I don't want that. I need this number right here. So with this $sign, I tell it, no, stay at cell D7. Keep that value, stay there. Don't change during the copying process. So that's what that is. It's an absolute reference. Okay, so this is how it's done. An easy way, which would be familiar to working in Word, is to create this table. I just highlighted this text here, copy, paste it here, and then I edited it, as needed. So that's an easy way for you to create the tables and the templates. Also, what I did here was, 2 decimal places is enough. We don't need 4, 7, etc. So what I did here was I had highlighted my cells, and then I right-clicked, and I clicked on Format Cells, and then I went to Number, and then you see here the number of decimal places, and you can select what you want. You can, move it up, down, up, whatever your needs are, and then click OK. And of course, we can pretty it up some more. We can insert a line here. Lots of things that we can do, but since this course is about business statistics, I just want to stay focused on that. And in some of your other courses, you can learn more about Excel.